Hello. Oops. There probably won't be any editing on this because Zoe, who is my editor-in-chief, thank you very much, Zoe. I've never got the hang of editing and putting credits at the front and things like that. So Zoe 24 Carat Crochet has been doing them for me, but she's having internet problems today, so I don't think there'll be any editing on this one, so you'll just have to bear with me. Right, what have I got today? Well, as you can see behind me, I've bought two sun loungers. Well, this is only one of them, obviously. The other one's identical, so you don't need to see both of them, do you? This is going to be a signal now for the rain to come down and the weather to change and there be no summer at all, because every time about once every 10 years I indulge in getting some new sun loungers. These actually are here for a double purpose because Buster has succeeded in absolutely wrecking my sofa. And yeah, his ears pricked up when I mentioned his name. He's over there sleeping. Well, not sleeping, just pseudo pretend sleeping. One eye open sleeping. Anyway, he's ripped the sofa to pieces and unfortunately, with his little accident problems, the fact that he's ripped all the leather cover off it means that when he has a little accident it goes onto the foam rubber, so as you can tell it's getting a little aromatic and not in a nice way. So until I can get myself a new sofa, these are my new temporary seating arrangements for any company. I mean, it was a bit embarrassing anyway, because if anybody called out to say don't sit on the sofa which, seems a bit weird when you say don't sit on the sofa. Anyway, I've actually finished, I mean, you can see her on Annie, my niece's cardigan. Now I must say that this particular pattern hasn't been on the go for, 3 years or so, 2 years. I started a pattern and it was all like a bobble stitch where you go over, and then you have to pull through 9 loops on the hook. Well, the yarn was splitting the whole time, just split. So every time I was trying to pull it through all 9 loops, it would just go into a mess. So for every time I tried to do it, I would finish up doing it till I got it right. And every row was in this sort of bobble stitch, so you can understand why I got really, really fed up with the whole thing. So I said to her in the end, I said, look, you're never going to get this cardigan. I don't like giving up with a pattern, but it probably would have been okay, maybe in a different yarn that didn't split, I don't know. I'm not even going to tell you which pattern it was, because I'm not going to knock it, but I just couldn't do it. So we decided on one of my vintage patterns, which, sorry people if you like this cardigan. I don't think you can see her actually. I don't know if you can see her or not. I think you can. I hope you can. Anyway, there she is. It's a very, very, very old pattern. I've not even seen it on one of the vintage pattern sites. But if you do, that's what I used. I mean, I should say to you that I am a vintage pattern collector. I've got a lot from when I was in the shop. I've got a lot from when I was young. But I do buy an awful lot of Etsy. If you sort of type in vintage or retro ladies patterns on that, it comes up with lots and lots of patterns that you'll find me using. Some patterns that I think, oh, I used to have that pattern, or oh, I really like that pattern, because I don't know why, I just like retro patterns. I find them easier to crochet too, because that's the way I learned to crochet, with less information. I know lots of people who do crochet like lots and lots of information, how to decrease every row and how to do that. I just like the basics, right? Decrease, keep it in pattern. That's me. I like it that way. I understand and appreciate that people who don't have that much experience, let's say, of crocheting, don't like that and they want to be told every row, but that's not the way I find today's patterns are too much explanations. Too many, I should say, not too much. Too many explanations. And they just baffle me, because they go on row after row after row with different explanations of how you start this, how you start that. And I think, I've got to get to so many stitches, I'll go there my way. And I do, which is why I can't really say to you. And I could never make a tutorial because I could never do anything the way that it's done. And also my memory card on my camera, which is not very good and not good at close-ups, only goes to 25 minutes anyway. And I don't have the wherewithal to buy a fancy new camera. Just to do tutorials, which I don't really want to do in the first place, if you don't understand what I'm doing. And another explanation is Sue comes to me every now and again. I know it sounds daft, with the best of friends and everything, but we don't keep in constant touch by telephone. So whenever you ask me a question about what Sue done, which pattern Sue done, what this is, I'm going to have to start writing them down and then doing like a question and answer when she's actually here. So if I don't answer you right away with a query that's directed for Sue, the answer is probably I don't know. So if you bear with us, then we will answer you eventually, yeah. Well, today is a rotten day. It's trying to be sunny. Prestwich has some kind of a Prestwich Park day going on. So I just hope it doesn't rain, because it's a lot for charity and things like that, and it spoils it when it rains. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to buy any yarn, but I did see this, which was an absolute bargain, on YouTube. It's Holland's Mill. I think it looks like cotton. I'm not sure if it is cotton. Knowing me. But there's only 6 of them, so obviously the yardage will be terrible. It just says Holland's Mill, Bradford, so at least it's in English. Cotton, so that means it's a long time ago. Well, would you believe that? It's actually 100% acrylic. Now, I would never have believed that, because it just looks and feels exactly like cotton. Could have fooled me, could have fooled me. Anyway, I've got 6 of those, so probably I'll have to maybe introduce some white into it somewhere to make something with. And then I bought this one. I know I've got tons of machine bobbins in the garage, but this one is a cotton and acrylic mix. So I thought it would be good for making tops with, because you can't beat a good cotton acrylic mix, can you? Right. Oh, take the old windows off again a minute. Well, the funny story is my friend Sue came and she says, "I bought these 2 for you." And I thought, they're heavy balls of yarn. I thought, what are they? Are they twine? You know, are they meant for, you know, rugs or something? And I said, gosh, they're heavy. I said, what thickness are they? And she said, you're a twerp. She said, they've got holes in the top. She said, they're meant to burn your night lights, your candles with them. And I said, oh, she said, I saw them and I couldn't resist them. She said, because I know you like the scented candles, which I do, I love them. And so I felt such a twit afterwards, because I honestly thought they were balls of wool. I mean, they are a bit heavy and they do actually sound like ceramic. But isn't it good how they've got it to do that? I'm totally impressed, totally impressed. I've also finished off, well, Isan finished it off the other day, but I've actually sewn the buttons on this top. This is from the, you know, the DVD I bought from Jenny King. People are saying, I can't find the pattern. You won't find the pattern. You have to buy the DVD, unfortunately. It isn't a cheap DVD, but I must admit I like the instructions on it. They're very, very clear. It's done top down and you get the sort of raglan effect. In the DVD you get this pattern, you get with long sleeves, you get the sweater, you get a V-neck pattern with like drapey fronts, you get a bolero pattern, and of course obviously a short sleeve sweater pattern. There's quite a few you know, for it, but I just love the way these work up. They're so quick and easy to work up, and they're so handy, aren't they, for popping on over the top of a summery dress when it just goes that little bit chilly, as it is today. Very chilly. Well, I'm going to start doing, I've got an order for a blue cardigan that I did before from the Everyday Crochet book, which, as you know, is one of my favourites. of the great Doris Chan. The cinnabar. Now in a cinnabar you can either put the fastening there or the button at the top. I usually put the button at the top because they're very difficult to find, these fastenings. Yeah. I call them like a decorative, I don't know, like from the Norwegian sweaters, they're like that. What I'm actually making at the moment is, when I find the picture, is that. I'm actually making that at the moment. Hoping I've got enough yarn. That's the book anyway, by the way. One of the best books ever. I have nearly worn the pages off this thing because I've made nearly every one that's in it. I don't know whether they do a page with everything that's on it, but sometimes they do, don't they? They do one page with everything on it, but I don't think they do in this case. But they're, honestly, if you've not bought this book, you know, you really must. I mean, that's Eve's tunic. She is a little bit, that's the Galena which Sue did the other week. She brought that. Done in a sort of a greyish colour, I think she did. Sue's got the book and she's nearly worn the pages off it as well. That's the Mocha Rocha or Mocha Rocker. Again, I've made this one so many times. Soft serve. That's quite an open work one, it's more for summer. The cinnabar, which I've just shown you before. I've made that one as well, the Rabundier. I've got that one in red. It's very pretty, but it's what I call a doorknob hanger-upper. In other words, I get the sleeves hung up on everything I go by. That I love, I love, I love. The tall latte. I've made that many times with the shorter sleeves, and also I've made it with long sleeves. That's the beauty of Doris's patterns. She's so versatile, you can do them with long or short sleeves. That's the run around. And this one I've made several times, it's the no sweat. What's this? I think oops, this one's Jewel. I'm going to find the picture of it. I can't find the picture of it. Oh, there it is. That's Jewel. It's very similar to the no sweat, but it's not got any ribbons at the bottom or the bottoms of the sleeves. The only thing I will say about the Doris Chan patterns when you first buy them is you need to have a little bit of patience because she does swap from one page to the other. You know, she'll say work as this pattern on such a row, so you have to go backwards and forwards, and you know, you do need to either photocopy the rows that you need, you know, and keep them by you instead of having to keep flicking from page to page, or put bookmarks in, you know, so you know where you're going. And that one's the Somnambulista. It's like a long top or a very, very short dress if you're lovely and skinny. Sweet Tea, which again Sue has made many times. And what else is there? Oh, that's the Cameo. I've not made that one actually. What have we got to the May? Colleen, I've shown you that one. Eve's rib tunic, I think I've shown you that one, haven't I? I've made that, it's gorgeous. I've made that a few times. It's called Insight. That's the 4S vest, just a short vest. Oops, I made that one quite a few times. A Haru. I made that one with long or with short sleeves. There's only a couple I've not made actually. I've not made the Shannon. Not made that one yet. Got that one to look forward to. At least I don't think I've made that one. I think I started it, but the yarn I started it with it was a bit of a yarn gobble of this pattern, so I've made that one, the outer sight, made that one several times. But I haven't made it with all the colours, I've just made it into one shade, one colour. They're very nice for wearing with trousers or a long dress. And that's it for that book. Well, I'm making at the moment, I'm making the, you know, the bolero one I said. Oops. But this is just some yarn I found, the back of my stash. Can't remember where or why it came from, but I've got 4 of them. So I decided I'd just make a bolero. Now this again feels very woolly, but I'm not very good at telling what it is, because yeah, that's what I'm making. It's going to be that bolero. As you see, the top down. And much as I have done Doris Chan patterns, I cannot do anything without stitch markers, because it is so difficult to see because of the nature of her increases, you know, for the raglans. So difficult to see. I mean, this size has an increase at the middle of the back, but you only do it once. And I can remember when I first started, I just didn't read the pattern properly. And the first one I ever made, and I kept thinking, this is very funny. It was like it's got a big hump in the middle of the back. But I carried on doing the increases, you know, down the centre of the back. So that had to be pulled undone. Well, that's about it for now, really. I've not got an awful lot to say to you today. I was going to sit outside in the garden. Not going to happen. Too cold. And I'm waiting for two nice burly men to carry my sofa outside, waiting for the council to come and take it away. And then I can put these 2 chairs in this place until I get... I might wait actually for to get the sofa or 2 armchairs, whichever, until my son comes next time. And then he can help. I think he knows a man with a van, you know. Then we can go and get one. There's no rush actually, because I only sit on my chair. It's just... but these are nice and comfy anyway for any guests I have, so I'm sure they won't object to sitting on a lounge chair. And I think that's about it. Buster had his bath the other day. And Gigi had one too. And it's a Dial a dog wash that comes to the door. And apparently he really loves it. It's like a hydro bath. And yeah. They must have loved it, because on the Friday they were both so tired out. On the Thursday they had this hydro bath and they were all bouncy and full of life. And then on the Friday they were just like, leave us alone, we want to sleep. Anyway, I'm sure there's loads of things I should be telling you. Oh, I must tell you about Margaret Olander, Sheepishly Sharing. She's been doing little video links to other people's channels, which is very good, because I follow a lot of people on video, and she had about 2 or 3 people there that I hadn't seen before, which is rather nice. So if you go and watch her, I don't think it's the latest video, it's the one before the latest video. And where she's introducing little snippets from different people's videos. It's a really good idea, that. Yeah. I hope she does more. And then I can see more people that she watches, or more people that want to introduce themselves on her channel. So that's about it really for now. I'm still way behind on all my channels. Way behind. My nose is trickling, so... I mean, if I must admit... I must explain to you why I look a bit heavy-eyed and that. I'm suffering from allergies, which I've never had. I used to get the odd allergy when somebody was mowing a lawn, but nothing to speak about. But this last year, I've started. I mean, this morning, oh, if you'd have seen my eyes, that's why I put makeup on, because they were bright red, streaming, absolutely. My nose was streaming. All I was doing was sneeze. I've taken me, whatever they call them, allergy tablets. Taken those, but so far nothing. I mean, you're lucky that so far I haven't had little trickles coming down my nose, because that's what's been happening. And my eyes were so heavy this morning and bright red. So that's why I look like I'm half asleep. So it's not me being half asleep, it's my allergies. Anyway, upon that note, I shall go. I don't know whether Sue's coming next week or not. It all depends on whether she's off work sick or not. She has these injections in her spine, and they're usually so painful, you know, for about a week or so. And when she said yesterday, last time on a video, I can't sit here, I can't sit still, was because she'd been sat too long in one place and her back was seizing up. So I don't know whether, if she's off work this next week, maybe she'll pop down again. Her work involves lifting or people, you know, like lifting people, well, assisting people. And if her back's not 100%, then of course it really pains her, so she is better sometimes taking the extra week off. And I'm still froggy, as you can hear. My GP said to go back in a month if it didn't go any better. So it's been a fortnight now and it still hasn't gone any better. I've not got a sore throat, I've not got a cough, I've just got a frog. So, excuse me sounding like whoever. Gravel voice. So I'm going to say goodbye, and because it won't be edited, you will see my hand go bink to switch it off. So, very sorry about that. So, bye for now.